Michigan bills aim to get more research animals adopted, stop unnecessarily euthanizing dogs. Former research beagles and their owners petitioned Michigan lawmakers to consider bills aimed at making it easier for prospective pet owners to adopt research animals this week. House Bills 4881 and 4882, sponsored by Reps. Kevin Hertel, D Street, Clair Shores, and Tommy Brann, R-Wyoming, would require research facilities to offer dogs or cats used in laboratory research up to animal shelters prior to euthanizing them. Research facilities using laboratory animals would be required to submit annual reports to the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development detailing the total number of animals released and where they were sent. A facility's failure to submit the reports or offer up animals to shelters prior to euthanization could result in fines that increase based on the number of animals involved. To stay up to date with latest top stories, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the button above this video. The legislation would also offer legal immunity to both research facilities that provide the animals and shelters that take them, so long as both parties acted in good faith regarding the health and condition of animals transferred from the lab to the shelter. The point of these bills is to make sure that any dog that can be adopted out has that opportunity, Hertel said, later adding, "This is about unnecessarily euthanizing dogs that don't need to be euthanized." Testifying virtually in support of the legislation during a Tuesday House Regulatory Reform Committee were David Rubello and Tommy Rosk, the owners of former research beagles Teddy and Millie, respectively. Both Teddy and Millie were former laboratory animals. Beagles are widely used in animal research due to their size and temperament. Rubello said despite possible health issues that could arise from an animal's time in the lab, there are many families willing and eager to welcome them into their homes. "Speaking from the heart, it's the right thing to do," Rubello said. "It's not a big deal, really, when it all comes down to it. We all know what we're getting into." As Millie sniffed in the direction of nearby treats, Rosk said her dog was initially scheduled to be euthanized, but her family ultimately was able to bring Millie home after an extensive vetting process. "If Millie could talk, she'd say, yeah, she had a rough start to her life, but guess what? She's happy and she's spoiled, and she sleeps in a king-size bed now," she said. "It's my understanding there were 32 beagles that were involved in her particular rescue and over 800 applicants to get one of these beagles." Some in the scientific community expressed concern the legislation would interfere with existing processes already in place to vet and adopt out certain animals used for research. Stephen Rapundello, president and CEO of MitchBio, a group representing nearly 1,900 bioindustry facilities, called the legislation a misguided effort to address a problem that simply doesn't exist, noting that Michigan's public and private research enterprises already have adoption problems. "A blanket mandate for adoption of research animals is not recommended, nor wise," he said. "Adoption is not always the best option, but when it is possible, a process for adoption should be very specific and oriented to each individual animal." The legislation remains pending before the House Regulatory Reform Committee. It would need to pass the House and Senate and be signed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer to become law.